What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we've received word from the White House that they have not ruled out the option of using executive orders and executive actions to get stimulus provisions done. And this is your stimulus package update, stimulus check update, and breaking news update. Now, right off the bat, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Should the president step up and do executive orders and executive actions to get things through, as we have not been able to do so through legislation? Should they do it for stimulus checks? We heard about a fourth $2,000 check, never came to fruition. Now we're hearing about gas stimulus checks. We've got 4 bills on the table. Also, child tax credits came to an end, student loan forgiveness, and wiping out debt. We had heard that the campaign of the Biden administration was run on that when he was running up for election. Also, what about some of the other provisions that people would like to see, like unemployment benefits? Are any of these going to get done in this midterm election year through executive order and executive action? Let me know your thoughts. Should they be pushing for this? Can the president even do it? We've heard that it's a little bit of a gray area. However, he cannot issue new funds, but he can reallocate existing funds. And we've heard there's over $800 billion left over from previous stimulus packages, which is enough for a fourth and a fifth stimulus check. Well, as I mentioned to you, we've recently heard from the White House. They have not ruled this out. Take a look at these articles coming up, you guys. Can executive actions save Democrats in these midterm elections? Well, they might help, but they probably won't be enough. A lot of people saying too little, too late. Expect the red wave on the way, and we're going to be seeing a Republican Congress. Now, this just came out last month with legislation languishing. As I mentioned, unable to get things done, and midterms approaching. Democratic lawmakers are pressuring Biden to issue executive orders. Get things done, bypass Congress and legislation, just put in the orders. Well, take a look at this, you guys. Just coming out yesterday, Biden has not ruled out canceling student loan debt broadly using executive actions. The White House has confirmed. So, as I mentioned to you, as we get closer to these elections, it's very likely we're going to be hearing a whole lot more about more legislation to provide stimulus provisions and also executive orders, executive actions to get things done. So that way Democrats who are currently in power can convince voters to keep them in power and vote for them to stay in their positions, as they're saying, hey, we're sending you help. You should probably keep us in our place. Well, let me know your thoughts, you guys. Like we saw in one of those articles, they said it's probably too little, too late. But I'm going to get you caught up on the latest, as this is coming up and we're likely going to be seeing this ramp up. And as we do, I'll let you know. So let's go ahead and dive right in. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash that like button. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, if you want to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. You can come join the Ram fam. I'll let you know everything going on. And if you got any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. And also consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, you guys, so links in the description below to all of the articles. I share them all with you, read directly from them, and put them on the screen so you know it is the latest updates. Now, Biden has not ruled out canceling student loan debts broadly using executive actions, the White House has said. Now, the recent extension of the student loan payment pause might not be the last relief that borrowers will be getting. On Wednesday, President Biden extended the pause on student loan payments with waived interest through August 31st. This is the fourth time that he has done so, and he said in his announcement that borrowers should use the time to prepare to resume their repayments. And while broad student loan forgiveness was not mentioned, Jen Psaki of the White House, the press secretary, made it clear that it is not off the table. He has not ruled out, but I don't have any updates on that, Psaki told reporters who asked about the potential of a broad loan forgiveness. And I would note that, again, he would encourage Congress to send him a bill canceling $10,000 in student debt, something that he talked about looking forward to signing on his campaign trail. So saying, let's go ahead and do it through Congress, through legislation like we're supposed to. We don't want to do executive orders and actions, but if we have to, we will. Psaki also noted earlier in the briefing that the administration will continue to assess whether payments should be paused beyond August 31st. So they're saying if we're still in the midst of this pandemic, they might even extend this out further. Now, leading up to the prior May 1st payment restart date, advocates and some Democratic lawmakers were not only pushing for a further extension of the pause, a lot of them wanted to see the relief carry over at least to next year, as well as some form of student debt cancellation, as I shared with you here on the channel. Other than his campaign pledge to approve $10,000 in forgiveness for every federal borrower, Biden himself has been largely silent on the issue. But Psaki told reporters on numerous occasions that the issue now rests with Congress. So, kind of throwing the ball in their court. Now, some lawmakers have taken the matters into their own hands. Texas Representative Vincent Gonzalez introduced legislation in February to cancel $25,000 in student debt per borrower. And while he told Insider that he thinks that amount could have potential to get bipartisan support, he also said that filing this bill is partly to call the attention to the administration that there's a promise that you haven't fulfilled yet, and we expect you to do it. Holding his feet to the fire, saying that the Biden administration campaign was run on canceling some student loan debt. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, if he does this through executive order and action, will it help Democrats to stay in power? Can executive action save Democrats in these midterm elections? Well, the article says in recent weeks, progressives have issued a dire warning for Democrats. If President Joe Biden doesn't try to get more done via executive action, they argue voters won't turn out because they'll feel like the party has not delivered for them. Let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like they haven't? I've been sharing with you polls of what voters are saying about the Biden administration's performance and the president, and it is not looking good. Now, we will see. Now, if the president does pursue and start to govern decisively using executive action and other tools at his disposal, I think we're going to be in the game, said AOC to New York Magazine in an interview this week. But if we decide to just sit back for the rest of the year and not change people's lives, yeah, I do think we're going to be in trouble. Now, in March, progressives unveiled a slate of 55 executive actions that they recommended Biden take, including canceling student debt, changing rules around overtime pay so more workers are eligible for it, and reducing the prescription drug price. When it comes to mobilization, progressives are correct. Democrats need to do more to energize their base after the party failed to pass the expansive social spending legislation and voting rights protection that they promised to advance in 2020. And as you know, that social spending bill was known as the Build Back Better reconciliation bill, which is back on the table. Now, given the narrow majority in the Senate and the impasse that they have faced there, it's possible executive actions might be the only route that Democrats now have to be certain for some sort of policy change. So we will see, you guys. We're coming up on the midterm elections, and they're saying there's pressure for him to get this done because legislation, it's not coming through. So you guys, executive orders, executive actions for stimulus, provisions, canceling student debt, child tax credits. We will see. I think that this would come if we have no resolve to some form of bill or legislation in Congress. So I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel and let you know what's unfolding as this information rolls out. And like I said, things are likely going to be ramping up. We're going to be hearing more and more, seeing more bills come out as we get closer to those elections. And I'll keep you up to date on every piece as it rolls out. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, come join the Ram Fam. Totally free. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Contact me on Instagram at SteveRam3 if you got any specific questions. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope that you and the family have a blessed Friday, a blessed weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.